episode 120 of the Parkrun Adventurers. And we are still split by a globe this week. Scotty is somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere and I am in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm in Australia. Scotty, where are you?
I'm in Nottingham. Not Nottingham, Nottingham. Make sure you get that right. Nottingham on our way down to London. But we have been in UK for almost a week now, so I've climatised. I've seen lots of the country this time, so let's go back to the very beginning. Annual Parkrun Conference. I'm very privileged to get sent over here to just absorb as much information as I can. And this year's conference was in Coventry. And then from Coventry, I've been over to Hull. Ever been to Hull, Mel?
I have not been to Hull. I do read good things about it.
Okay, so my work colleague Carol is from Hull, so we thought we'd go and visit her hometown. Now, here's a tip for Carol. She built it up a bit too much. She said it was this wonderful, magical, mythical place that we're just going to have the best time in. Now, we did have a good time, and the town itself was fine, but it was just fine. It wasn't magical, it wasn't mythical, and there's a tip for everyone moving forward. Don't oversell. And we do this on the podcast a bit, Mel. Never oversell, undersell. Overpromise, underdeliver.
Underdeliver. No, underdeliver, underpromise, overdeliver. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Carol probably overpromised and Hull undelivered just a fraction. But it was a nice little town. Interesting fact about Hull, the phone booths are white, not red.
Instead of red?
Yes.
What's up with that?
That was my big takeaway. Well, because it's not British Telecom.
Ah, okay.
So they've gone
British
rogue.
Telecom are red.
Yep.
That's interesting.
So this small pocket of England, someone in Hull decided, no, we don't need your phone system. We're going alone. But we're going to copy everything about it. We're going to have the phone booth. It's going to look identical, but we're going white.
Like iPhones.
Exactly.
Hull phones are the iPhones of the country.
So from Hull we went to Leeds. So Parkrun Global Office and Parkrun UK Office is in Leeds. So we spent a few days there, and then the other office is down in London. So we're halfway in between. Now you may ask yourself, Mel, why are we halfway in between?
I'm not going to ask you that because I think Notts is a beautiful place, and who wouldn't want to go see where, the Sheriff of Nottingham and Robin Hood are from?
This is true. This is something I've learnt not until I arrived, that that's the connection. But the other connection is...
Have you had a selfie taken with the statue?
No, because we got straight into town, and last night there was a soccer match on, or a football match, as they want to call it over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In town?
Well, no, not in town, but the town was very interested in the result of this football match. Have you heard this song, Mel?
Football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming.
I have heard that song, Scotty, a couple of times actually. I'm hearing it on Facebook mostly, accompanied by a lot of red and white and St. George flags.
How many times a day do you reckon you've heard it?
Oh, look, I muted pretty early on in the piece. I don't think listening to it over and over is good for anybody's health.
Now, this is not an over-exaggeration, and I think I'm being conservative. I reckon you hear it about 3 or 4 times an hour over here, whether it's on the radio or someone driving by in a car or someone just randomly breaks into song. Actually, somebody randomly breaks into song about 3 or 4 times an hour.
Okay, but you're hearing it more than that, obviously.
Yes, yep. But I don't think I'm going to be hearing it anymore.
No? What song has it been replaced with?
Well, it's too early to tell. But so for those not following along, England made the semi-finals of the World Cup. So we had to get to Nottingham. So my work colleague Carol, who is from Hull, from England, was very interested. So we had to stop and watch this game. And Renee and I went to the pub to watch it, and we've got some audio just to make sure that's you get the authentic experience.
We love you, Pickford! We love you, Pickford! Yes, we do! We love you, Pickford! We do!
Sounds like a rollicking good time, Scotty.
Yeah, well, so that was the audio before Croatia scored the winning goal in extra time. This is the audio after.
Not crying, like the sound of Iron Man crying.
Well, sport brings out all passions and emotions, and there was this young man. He wasn't actually that young. He was probably about my age. And he was all kitted up in his English soccer top, and he was all pumped up. He was all ready to go, and then they scored, and then I looked over in the corner 5 minutes later, and he was just slumped. And he was really, really upset. I don't know if there were actual tears, but I've never seen dejection and just misery in a grown man as much as I saw it in this human being. So they've taken it pretty hard, Mel. So Renee and I, as soon as the game finished, we kind of made a quick exit because we weren't sure.
Especially since I believe you've got Croatia in the sweepstakes at work.
There's always a silver lining, isn't there? So yes, you're right. I am through to the final in the parkrun sweep. I've managed to get there with Croatia. I wasn't confident when I pulled Croatia, but I'm pretty bloody happy now.
Those bragging rights that are on offer as the prize may very well be yours.
Yes. So that's been the focus of my time over here, as well as lots of parkrun goodies that we picked up at the conference that I might share over the coming weeks, Mel. It's all pretty fresh and raw in my mind, so we might just eke that out over the coming months when... Yeah.
Well, you're still there for a few more days yet, aren't you? So there's plenty more stories to be had, I'm sure.
I am. Should I tell you about my parkrun adventures?
Well, no, you haven't mentioned them yet, but please, if you've got time, fill us in.
We did a freedom run. Carol and I did a freedom run at Coventry Parkrun, which was a nice little park in Coventry. We did 2 laps. Nothing spectacular, but I can imagine it would be a great parkrun. And then on Saturday, actual parkrun day, we headed to Leamington Parkrun, not Lamington. They didn't try to make us feel at home by renaming it. It was Leamington, and it was very similar to the parkrun I ran last year when I was here, which was Tring. So it's one big lap, which I like, Westerfolds. It's keeping with the theme of the one big lap parkrun, and it's through fields, green fields, and there's cows about, and it was very
You're getting
warm.
Beautiful weather over there at the moment too, aren't you?
It's hot, Mel. It's not warm, it's hot.
It's shorts weather. That's your favourite.
It's short. It's I haven't been in pants. Even when we had a formal sort of do, I kept up my Shorts Appreciation Society rule and went in shorts. And yeah, Lamington Parkrun with 700 people, lots of experienced parkrunners in the crowd, and it was not surprisingly a great morning.
700 people. We just don't really have a lot of events that bring those kind of numbers on a regular basis. Is that a normal turnout for them, or is that because they had however many ambassadors attending the conference?
Well, I think they do okay. I think they have about 400 to 500 each week, but add in 200 ambassadors and hangers-on like myself, Renee and Carol, and you've got 700-odd parkrunners. But it didn't feel like it. Like even when you got there, we were milling around the shed, or not sure what it is, clubhouse. It didn't feel like 700, and because it's such an open, wide parkrun, you wouldn't know. And because I'm so fast, Mel, I'm just up the front, and not many people get in my way.
Okay. What kind of time did you get then?
About 26 minutes, I think. No. So this was the other thing.
Token gets attached to that.
That's a good question. I didn't even look. Maybe, honest to God, I didn't even look. So I don't know. But this is one thing I have adopted. So I've adopted at the moment in my newfound hatred for running and training during the week is that I'm just enjoying parkrun. I'm not pushing it at all. So it's just a leisurely cruise around, taking in all the sights, having some chats to people on the run, and that's what I did.
That sounds like a good way to enjoy parkrun to me.
Yeah. And then Sunday we had our inaugural run of the Backwoods Hat Club. Do you remember our old mate Rowan Ardill from episode 101?
How could I forget?
Yes.
Rowan landed me in some deep trouble
Of course
with
he
his
did.
ideas.
Yes.
So that's deeply ingrained
Yes.
on
Well,
my psyche and my
we-
calves.
Yes. Well, we have a mutual love of running in caps, but they have to be backwards. So we formed the inaugural Backwards Hat Run Club and went for a run on Sunday.
Were there just the two of you?
We had 4.
Oh.
We might have made 2 guys turn their cap around, but we had 4.
Well, that's totally legit if there's 4.
So look out for that trending on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook and Strava over the next coming
All the
months.
social medias.
No guests on the pod this week, but we do have a treat with a bunch of roving reports. And remember Martin and Svenja from our love episode where they told us the story about how they got engaged at Gell's Parkrun. Well, Martin and Svenja moved over to Germany, true to their word, and they've got involved in starting and bringing Parkrun to that country. So we tapped Martin on the shoulder, and despite him telling us that his interview with us was the most nervous and stressful moment of his life, he's backed it up and he's got some roving reports from us and a bit of an update on how parkrun's going in Germany. So take it away.
Hello Mel, hello Scotty, hello Parkrun Adventurers. It's 7:30 a.m. and it's Parkrun Day in Germany. Today I'd like to take you along to my home parkrun, Neckarau Parkrun in southwest Germany, and we'd like to tell you a little bit more about Parkrun Deutschland, Parkrun Germany. My wife Svenja, who is sitting next to me right now, and myself lived the last couple of years in Melbourne and called the beautiful Gell's Parkrun our home parkrun. In October we moved back to Germany, and in December Neckarau Parkrun started here, together with 2 other parkruns in Leipzig and Hanover. So Svenja, I guess the story how our parkrun RD team in Neckarau was formed is quite typical to a lot of other parkruns in Germany. Can you give us a quick recap?
When we were on the Parkrun Adventurers podcast, Scotty was kind enough to put us in touch with Jakob, who was the country manager for Poland and was also looking into expanding Parkrun to Germany. He put us in touch with David, Michelle and Martin, locals in Mannheim, who loved the idea of Parkrun, and together we formed our event team, and it was and still is a great combination. We had done several parkruns before, and the others had the local expertise. This way everyone brought something else to the table, and we quickly agreed on lots of things what parkrun should be like. As in, have a tail walker, be very supportive, and put an emphasis on the social side and the breakfast afterwards.
Do you see any other similarities between parkrun in Germany and the parkruns in Australia?
What I really love is seeing people get infected with the parkrun bug, that they come just to cheer when they are injured, they are still there, everyone talks about it and is very active, and people are just in love with parkrun. And for the breakfast, nearly every runner joins us for breakfast afterwards, which is right next to the Rhine, and it's really nice. We love that about Gell's Parkrun in Melbourne, and we're really glad that we helped create something beautiful here too.
Alrighty, now we have to hurry up to do the Kurzeit up, and afterwards I will try to catch up with Michelle and her husband and event director David. David, what motivated you to bring Parkrun to Germany and to Mannheim?
Well, it was about this time last year actually. I was sitting on a sun lounger in Croatia on holiday with my wife Michelle, and I was telling her about how much I wanted to always join a running club here in Germany, but because of my work commitments, I never really could find the time to do it because I commute an hour to work each day. So by the time I got back, it was always too late. And I wanted to join a running club to meet new locals. Being an expat, it was quite difficult to meet local people, but I thought through running we could. And so Michelle said to me, why don't you start Parkrun? Or start a parkrun in our hometown. And I said, what is parkrun? I didn't know it because I'd been in Germany so long. And so from the lounger, the sun lounger there, I actually got on Google and Googled it. And I actually emailed parkrun that there and then. And as it turns out, there was a movement trying to get parkrun going in Germany. So I joined this community of people trying to get parkrun going. And as luck would have it, about a month after that, they were a team of people, including Paul Hewitt and our country manager Jakob, that were coming to Mannheim in Germany to check it out. So we met with them, had a chat, showed them the route that we thought would be good. That was in the middle of September, and by December we'd had our first parkrun. December the 2nd, we launched it.
Are you happy with the results, how parkrun is going? Do you think you're achieving the goals of bringing people together, of getting to know new people?
Absolutely. We've met a lot of friends now, including yourself, including some people that were sitting around here today, that we wouldn't have known if it wasn't for parkrun. And so, yeah, I do believe that we're doing very well in bringing people together. There are people that we didn't know before parkrun that come every week now that we consider good friends.
Michelle, you are social media ambassador for Parkrun Deutschland, Parkrun Germany. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this role involves?
Basically, I coordinate all of our social media posts with, there's actually a couple of us that help do this. So I have a partner, Lena, that helps to make sure that my German isn't too Denglish, as we say over here. So we're quite active on Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram for Parkrun Deutschland. And that's all part of helping to spread the word, share the message, and get more people interested in either joining parkrun on a Saturday morning, their local one, or starting parkrun in their local area too.
Can you describe to us what your expectations are in terms of where Parkrun Germany is going and also the status quo? Where are we at the moment?
Sure. Well, as of this morning, we have 8 parkrun locations live in Germany. And as of last week, we have 26 parkruns in the planning, which I think is pretty impressive growth considering that we launched less than a year ago. So we actually started Germany, Parkrun Germany in December of 2017. So we are doing pretty well, I think. And we posted on social media a few days ago that we've got these new 26 locations being planned and that we're keen to get even more going. And I can tell you from that post, which is probably the most popular social media post we've ever created, we've had more inquiries from more people that either want to start a parkrun in their local area or would like to support an existing parkrun in their local area or would like to support a team of people that are already starting a parkrun in their local area. So the interest for parkrun in Germany is starting to grow exponentially, and I think it's going to be a really, really big part of the running community in the country within the next year.
Willkommen zu Neckarau Parkrun Nummer 31! We just completed the run briefing. The runners are about to start. Today we have prepared a special starting signal for the parkrun adventurers in Australia. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Now we are in the finish area. The first runners have already come in. I'm standing next to Svante. She's volunteering with us today. She's scanning the barcodes. How did you learn about parkrun, particularly in Germany? Have you done parkrun before?
No, I've never done parkrun before. So I saw it in the forest because this is my my home running area here. And then I saw it on Facebook and I decided to come along. Yeah.
Fantastic, and we wouldn't want to miss you. Thank you very much, Svante.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, now I'm with Matze and Maya. Both of them were running today, but they are also 2 of our most important volunteers.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
What's your favorite volunteer position?
Timekeeper? Yeah, timekeeper, yeah. Maya?
I also love doing the tail walker with my 7-month pregnant friend Jana, so that was pretty cool as well. So I just love the experience with all the volunteers, it's pretty great.
Now I'm standing next to Martin. You're one of our run directors from the very first minute. Yeah. You helped finding the course, measuring the course. You are one of the most important people at our parkrun. But you, as far as I know, you never did a parkrun before?
No, never before coming here, no. Before I moved to Germany, it wasn't in Ireland, so it's only since I've moved to Germany that it started up. So.
You were asked, do you want to help with parkrun? And you said yes without even knowing what you
Yeah, I mean, I knew, because I'm from Ireland and I read English running magazines, parkrun was always mentioned in it, so I knew what the theory of it was. I figured why not give something back, you know.
Good on you, good on you. Okay, today's parkrun has been wrapped up. We had about 50, 60 runners today. And I would say at least half of them are sitting with us in the cafe now.
We had actually 50 runners today.
We had 50 runners. Thanks, Karen. Karen
You're
is
very
sitting.
welcome, Martin. Always glad to correct you.
Karen is sitting next to me, and you've got quite a reputation as a marshal, isn't that right?
I don't know what reputation you'd be talking about, but Damien over there is making a hand movement for me and my very large jaws. I'm very loud. I'm very supportive. I like to play my music. I like my hip hop. I like my Drake. I like my Kendrick Lamar. If you don't like hip hop, just keep on running. You don't have to smile. But I like to take pictures and I like to pump the crowd up.
Okay, let's pretend I'm running past you as a park runner.
Yes.
Can you give us an example? What would I be exposed to?
Okay, hang on. Let me cue up the music here.
Yeah, you're getting out the music.
I'm getting
okay.
out the music. I'm gonna get out the music. I'm gonna get you some Kendrick. I am gonna, and I'll see you come around the corner, Martin. I'd be like, Martin Beck, you're looking good, Martin. Oh my God, Martin, you know Danny just came by me about 4 minutes ago. You gotta go faster. Looking good, smile, Martin. Woo! And that's what I usually do for almost every person that passes me. Yes.
We don't have avo on toast, and the coffee might not be Melbourne standard, but the company is fantastic. Wouldn't you agree, Julie?
Yes, and we don't have Vegemite.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't know, they just have Vegemite.
So how was your run today, Julie?
I wasn't as fast as I wanted to, but not too bad because it's very, very humid here today.
When we started in December, we had a lot of ice and snow. Was that more the conditions of your preference?
No, because I was worried about falling over in the snow. But no, I like it just as it would be in spring or autumn. So pleasant, not too hot, not too cold, or icy.
And Julie, when you're not running, you are one of our most important volunteers. Do you have a favorite volunteering position?
Schlussbegleitung, tail walker, because then I can get two credits, one for running, one for as a volunteer. High vis hero. No, I do anything. I just like helping. So yeah, that's good.
You do everything. That's what an RD likes to hear. All right, that was another amazing parkrun day in Germany. Mel, Scotty, thank you very much for having Neckarau Parkrun on the pod and for giving us the chance to update everyone on the, in my view, tremendous success of parkrun in Germany. And with that, back to you.
We're here at Coombs Parkrun in the ACT this morning. I think it's event number 17 and it's windy and cold, but it's still great fun. And I found Gary, what's your surname again, Gary?
Gary Griffin-Bowen.
Gary Griffin-Bowen, who's a regular Canberran parkrunner. I noticed Gary because he's got a beautiful Parkrun 250 shirt on. It's one of the new ones too.
Yeah.
I've just noticed.
Yep.
Welcome to the podcast, Gary. Which is your home parkrun?
Burley Griffin.
Burley Griffin. Yep. So have you done the majority of your parkruns at Burley Griffin?
I think I've done about 70. So I try to average them out over a whole host of them. I'm up to 42 different park runs throughout the world. So yeah, I think average them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose you've done all the Canberran park runs.
Yep.
So you're
I'm a Territorian.
Yeah, Territorian for the
Yeah.
ACT.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so of all the park runs that you've done, do you have a top three?
Top three. More than likely, and I'm sorry Australia, Frimley Lodge in the UK, you run along a canal path, which is absolutely fabulous, and it's like going back 120 years. It's just brilliant, and I've got some friends over there that introduced me to that one. So that's number one. Burley Griffin, probably number two, and I'd say more than likely Ginninderra, because that's where I started.
Yeah.
Park run from, so that's my sort of spiritual home run. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was fabulous, and I met all the people that started park run up in Australia.
Yeah.
In that time.
Yeah.
One in particular, a couple in particular, Russell and Jess from the UK. They came over, and that's Jeffries.
Great.
They started it up in Ginninderra and seduced me into running it because I was just plodding around the lake with an injury, and they they got me to do it.
So we have them to thank for introducing you to parkrun?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I thought, no, I'm not going to do parkrun, because it had been going for about 6 months, maybe 8 months. I thought, no, I'm a bit too much of a serious runner, chasing personal goals. Then I spoke to these two guys, Jess and Russ, and they were fabulous.
Yeah.
And I was hooked.
Yeah.
And so now 286 runs later, I'm looking forward to a stepping stone to the 300.
What's your favourite thing about the parkrun concept then? What do you love about it the most?
Cheering people on, whether you're a runner, spectator or volunteer. And I take my hat off to all the volunteers. I am a 25 club member, so
good on you, mate.
I love it. I've got the purple t-shirt.
Yep.
I love it. And just the friendliness. Everyone is there to make friends, to have a good time, whether it's for fitness, for health, for fun, who knows. They're all there and everyone's got the same kudos and they just want to be out there.
Yeah,
so it's good. I love it.
Good on you, Gaz. Thanks for talking to the Parkrun Adventurers.
Cheers.
And all the best for your future parkrunning adventures.
Appreciate it. It's been awesome.
Okay, so we've found some more parkrun adventurers, the Ponders from the Ponds Parkrun in Sydney. And I have with me
Glenn Moffat,
Sandy Shea,
and Charles.
And I noticed you guys today because of your shirts, and we've got the Rocket.
Yes.
Have you guys got nicknames? Uncle? Chuck and Chuck. And so what's brought you down to Canberra today for your parkrun?
Well, I've got a family get together this afternoon and thought that we'd find a parkrun that's trail, and it's worked out really nicely. It's a beautiful spot.
And do you guys do this much, go around to different parkruns together, or is it just a good opportunity today?
Yeah, this is about my 28th or 29th different parkrun across Australia.
Yeah.
And one in Canada as well.
Oh, excellent. Which one in Canada?
Richmond Olympic.
Wow. How was that?
Very cold. It was -2 when we started.
Yeah.
And sleet and ice on the path as well.
Yeah. Oh wow. And what about you, Rocket? Do you get around a lot?
The same. We travel together.
Yeah. And so, what other parkruns have you? Oh, you've done.
We've done pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. I'm 2 ahead of her.
Oh, really? not that it's a competition.
It's not a competition.
Mel and Scott wouldn't know anything about having competition.
No, they're pretty even at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't listen to them. There's a lot of competition everywhere.
And so, how'd you find the course today, Unc?
I enjoyed it. A little bit cold, but it's a beautiful course, and when it's not so cold, it'll probably even be better. But actually, I'd come here again. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I know you said you're avid Parkrun Adventurer listeners. So are you any of the clubs, the Pirate Club or the Alphabet Club or anything like that?
No, I haven't joined any of those clubs. I think we had Hobart as the southernmost point of the compass, but that was it, and it's been taken over, I've heard. Another one down there that's southernmost.
This is my 43rd different parkrun.
43rd different parkrun.
And my 222nd parkrun.
Wow.
So I've done
close to the 250 shirt.
Close. I'm aiming for that. So.
Terrific.
Yeah.
I saw a green one this morning. There was one
I saw one. Yeah.
I was just talking to Gary then on the podcast, and so he's just left, and he was the 43. He'd done 43 different parkruns. I think he said, same as you.
We again, not so much coincidentally, but all at Surfers Paradise Parkrun last weekend.
Ah, right.
So now we're down in Canberra, which seems to be a habit every year. I do the Gold Coast Marathon and then come down and do a cold run the following week.
So one extreme to the other?
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you all go last week? Really good?
I didn't run last week.
It was just a walk for me because I had the marathon the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did his first marathon. He did really, really well.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
And I did my third at the Gold Coast. So,
oh, good.
Yeah,
and last?
I say that's an ongoing joke. Every year is my last marathon. I think it is the last. But we'll see next year.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for talking to me. And all the best with your upcoming adventures, whatever you do.
And can we say shout out to Sharina and Peter and Robert, who are avid listeners of the podcast, and also to Scotty and Mel. G'day.
Good on you guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Now we've got Emily Field here and Hugo.
He's my very reluctant parkrun dog.
But he's done a terrific job today. He's very relaxed and chilled out.
Yeah, when he's moving.
He's hugging up to mum to keep warm. Now, Emily's on a kind of adventure. You've moved down to Canberra, Emily, from where?
Queensland, just north of Brisbane, yeah.
And what was your home parkrun back home?
So it was Peachtree originally, and then recently a new parkrun started up called Ocean View.
Yeah.
So yeah, we moved over to that one as our local. Yeah.
And so how have you found the change from one parkrun to a different parkrun?
Cold, for a start. Really nice. I like this one because it's trails, and the one I was running on at home was trails, so that's been nice. My local parkrun at home was through a vineyard, so it's a bit different running through, I guess, different scenery. But I think it's the same, you know, the world over, isn't it? Parkrun community is
Yeah.
just the same. Everyone's so friendly.
Yeah.
And it's been nice. Yeah.
And so have you done all the parkruns here in Canberra yet?
No, it's
or-
my first one.
Oh, today's your first day. Oh,
no,
right.
I came last week as well.
Yeah.
Bought the other dog last week.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. And then this is my second here.
Okay.
So we've been here for 2.5 weeks.
Oh,
So,
great.
yeah.
And did you do many different parkruns in Queensland?
No, I'm a bit close-minded. I did 3. So I did Peachtree, Ocean View, and then Sandgate. So Sandgate is the super fast one that gets really busy.
Yeah.
But it's awesome if you want to try and get a PB. Sandgate's the one to go to.
So that'll be your top 3 because you've only done 3 there.
yeah. But I did one in London as well and one in Auckland. So,
Oh, where in London?
I feel like it's called Brockley Park, maybe.
Yeah.
Near Brixton.
Okay.
And then I did the Auckland Zoo. Sorry, he's moving away. And then the Auckland Zoo park run.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, he's really friendly. He just sniffs everyone. Yeah.
And how did you get involved in parkrunning?
So my brother-in-law is a really keen runner, so he was doing parkrun in Sandgate, and then I initially started going once a week to Sandgate, and then I got really into parkrun, so I joined a local running club, the Dover Runners and Walkers. Got really into running, did my first half. Actually got really fast and then had a baby, so this is like my comeback now. So
congratulations on your baby.
So still trying to get back into running.
We like that new parkrun babies.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Well done.
She hasn't been yet, but I'm planning on bringing her.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, she's got just a bit more neck control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking to me, Em.
No worries.
All the best of your parkrun adventuring.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you as well. Thanks.
Now I'm with the volunteers, and I have
Andrew Chapman,
Sarah Cooper, Emily Waller.
And you were crying today. You're emotional about parkrun.
I think it's the rain and the wind. It's freezing.
Yeah, it wasn't emotional. It was just the scanner was directly into the wind. It's cold. And it looked like it was an emotional parkrun, but it wasn't. It was just the atmospheric conditions.
It was the ambience, they call it, isn't it?
Good job today. Well done. Thanks for volunteering.
No, thank you for coming.
Have you done it many times before?
I have.
Yeah.
I think I've done about 40 now.
Okay.
40 volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Terrific.
75 runs. I'm trying to cram the 50 and 100 together.
Ah, great.
You're doing a tail walk for 50 and 100,
Yes,
right? Yes,
there we go.
very good.
And have you, what would be your favourite role of volunteering?
I don't mind scanning, except in these cold conditions my thumbs stop working. Otherwise, I don't actually mind doing the directing. Just the processing is really satisfying.
Yeah. And speaking of directing, you today is your first day?
Yeah, I'm learning directing
Terrific.
today.
Good on you. That's good.
Yes.
And how did it go?
Fairly well, because I didn't have to do anything. So I just stood here and watched what Andrew, the actual run director, did.
But do you reckon you found it's easier than you thought, or harder than you thought? Or?
Hopefully it should be all right. Thankfully, this is a reasonably small park run, so it shouldn't be too stressful.
Yeah.
Thanks last week. I've just got to give someone their token.
Yeah. See, look at that, dedicated, on the job. And what about you? What's your parkrun story?
This is my second time volunteering.
Oh, good on you.
And I've done about 8 runs.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
And all here at
Coombs, yeah.
At Coombs, yeah. Oh, good. I think there's 4 now. 4?
Yes.
Growing.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's Coombs, Tuggeranong, Burley Griffin, Queanbeyan, Ginninderra, and Ainsley now.
Okay.
As well. So 6, is it? Is that right? Oh.
And is Ainsley a that's a trail one too, isn't it, Ellie?
Yes, it's trail as well.
Yeah. Well, thanks for today, guys.
No, thank you for coming.
Now I've found Andrew, the event director and ridiculously good-looking Zoolander. That was awesome today, mate. Well done. How long have you been event director here for?
Run director. So just this is my second or third, I think.
Okay.
So not too many.
Yeah. So how long have you been coming here for?
I've set Coombs as my home, so our 17th event.
Yeah.
So since the start of Coombs.
Yeah. So
I've touristed a little bit in between, but.
So where was your original parkrun before here?
Tuggeranong, for the south.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've taken Tuggeranong for the last few years.
Yeah. So how did you get started in parkrun?
My wife, actually. We both started running after we turned 40.
Yeah.
And she came across parkrun and started running at Tuggeranong, so I followed her from that. She's a far more disciplined runner than I am, but she is quite a regular attendee.
Yeah,
has been. So
yeah. And I think today was event 17 here.
Number 17 for this one. Yeah, we launched middle of March. They're about 17th of March.
Yeah. And it's good turnout, really good turnout this morning for such a cold, windy morning.
That's right, yeah. We're still learning the numbers. We haven't had 4 seasons yet, of course, to find out what our ebbs and tides are, but we launched with about 260 or so.
Oh, wow.
270. We've been down as low as 30 or 40.
Yeah.
But last week we had 70 and 63 or 4 for this week, so quite a good turnout.
It looks like a popular run for the trail runners because everyone had their trail running shoes on, so everyone was prepared and knew what they were up for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're the first ACT's first trail run.
Okay.
The Mount Ainslie course launched in April.
Okay.
They're our second trail course, which is terrific to have that variety.
Yeah. And do you get many people coming through trying to chase their Pirate Club status?
Yes, we had a pirate completion last week. Which is very exciting.
Yeah.
We've had several at times.
Yeah.
So we had 3 on launch day, I think. 3 doing their pirate club.
Okay.
Terrific to be part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I also suggest that you can come here and do a pirate club and a peel club, which is the one in every state.
Yeah,
that's you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You're a peel runner. Yeah. Yeah, very important to tick off the accolades.
Yeah.
That's good. We had our second milestoner. I was our first milestoner.
Oh, right.
Doing my 50, but we had a 50 today, so that was really good.
Oh, terrific.
Came here and it's his home run, so.
Oh, good. Oh, so that was the first.
That was excellent. Our first legit kind of non-volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's really
milestoner.
good.
So pretty happy with that for our 17th event.
It's what would you call it? Out and back, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's an out and back.
It is, yeah. Slightly curvy. We call it undulating. In terms of the slight hills we have here.
Yeah.
Serious trail runners don't really consider it that it's.
It's pretty good here for the volunteers at the start line. You can see probably nearly a third of the course, I suppose. You can see people out and back, and then not
that's
quite
right.
that last bit, but
yeah, there's a bit of a dip after the first kilometre, but yeah, we get quite a good sense of where people are at, and it makes it quite nice to be sitting here in between that brilliant kind of 18 minutes before the first runner comes home. You're entertained by seeing them run. So it's a good course. I quite like it.
Yeah,
and it's probably Canberra's sunniest course. We've got the most exposure to the sun.
Okay. So, yeah,
that'd be our claim. First trail run and sunniest.
It's a good claim to have, especially when there's not much sun about.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, indeed. It's just that northwesterly wind is a little bit brutal, and it's worse when we get a southerly or southwesterly because it'll come off the alpine area.
Yeah. Of course.
Down to off the snowfields, but it can be quite nice. We had a few weeks ago on the ranges on the horizon. We had snow.
Oh yeah.
Snow-capped mountains. So.
Yeah. And tell me about your Zoolander week when all the volunteers were Zoolanders.
Yeah, we stacked the volunteer roster, so we've got a healthy collection of Zoolanders locally.
Yeah.
We had a couple, the Cranes who came down from Gungahlin, who were run directors up there, event directors up there. So they came down, and a few of our other locals. Amy Harney is one of our other run directors, and she's a Zoolander and an RMA. So yeah, we all represented last week, which is good.
A few Blue Steels and La Tigres.
Yeah, that's right.
How do you find the course for ambi-turners? It's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. You might have to do a bit of a 3-right turn, turn left. That's right, always a challenge for the Zooies.
Andy, thanks for today, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Good
Great
job.
to see you.
Hello, Parkrun Adventurers. It's Alan here from the event director of Portland Parkrun down there in southwest Victoria. Currently on a bit of vacation up here in northern New South Wales, and I'm at a place called Narrabri, just completing their parkrun course as we speak. As you can hear by my voice, getting all puffy. A great out and back course. Great community vibe about the course as well. We'll get back to the finish and see the run director Gavin. He's also the event director up here at Narrabri, and we'll have a chat to him. So I'm here with Gavin, the event director from Narrabri Parkrun. How you going, mate?
Yeah, going well, thank you.
Well, beautiful little parkrun.
Yeah, it's a fantastic spot. We could do with a little bit of water in the lake, but apart from that, we've got a nice paved course. It's got a little bit of a hill in it, but generally quite flat.
It's a nice mixture of like your gravel and your bitumen and concrete as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We've got all 3 surfaces, and a recent upgrade on the tarred surface has certainly brought us up to speed with some other events.
It looks like, I mean, the council have obviously spent a bit of money as well with the new playground equipment up there, the new gym equipment and all that sort of stuff. They're obviously supporting parkrun really well.
Yeah, no, they are. It's you know, we get good support from the council. You know, it's like anything, we would you know, solely rely on their access to this facility, and yeah, it's been very forthcoming.
And your numbers today would be a little bit down on what you normally get, but still a great community feel.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've got a good core group of park runners that are here regardless of the weather. You know, I think it was about 4 degrees this morning just before we started. You know, but normally our spring and autumn time is when things are the biggest, but we turn up regardless.
So what would be the maximum amount of people you've had here?
We've had 100 people on our very first birthday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
So that was good, and you know, but in spring and autumn we sort of average somewhere between 40 and 60 people. But in the middle of winter, you know, we're anywhere from sort of 20 to 40.
What would be the population of Narrabri?
We're roughly. Gee, you got me here, but I think we're somewhere around 8,500 people.
8,500 people
in town.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but in the wider community, the Shire is about 13,500 people.
Obviously, mainly a farming area around here. Obviously, with a lot of farms, big farms.
Yeah, we're farming and mining.
Mining. Yep.
Yeah, and all the auxiliary, you know, industries that go with those.
No worries. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
No, lovely little course, and I recommend everyone get down to Narrabri. It's beautiful weather. I'm from Portland, as you all know, and yeah, it's icy down there at the moment. I think they had ice on the bridges down there in Portland, but up here, I'm in my shorts, t-shirt. These guys are still dressed in their pants and their jumpers. They reckon it's cold. They look at me going, "You idiot!" All right. Well, thanks, Gav. Thanks for seeing us today, mate.
No worries at all.
Fantastic.
Thanks for coming and joining us, and
no worries, mate.
We hope you enjoyed Narrabri Parkrun.
Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Alrighty, Parkrun adventurers. G'day Scotty, g'day Mel. It's Lyndall, and I'm here reporting for the Channel 5 news crew, and I'm at home at Bunyaville today, and I'm at home because we've got a couple of milestones today, so I thought I'd track down the 2 milestones. First up, I've got our 100th milestone. What's your name?
Xander Hawthorne.
And how did you go today on your 100th?
Pretty good. I've been doing, it's alright.
Alright, this is a pretty tough one here, isn't it? Did you have fun today?
Yep, definitely.
And what's so great about doing your 100th?
That I feel accomplished, and that it feels really good to be doing 100.
And I noticed you took on the Bunyaville tradition of wearing a tutu.
Yeah, I did. It's really fun. Every time you going up another 50, you wear a tutu.
It's a bit of fun we have here at Bunyaville, isn't it? Now, you've done most of your running here at Bunyaville. Have you been to any other park runs to do some adventuring somewhere else?
Yep, I've been at Peachtree. I've been at Ocean View Park Run. That one is very long.
It's still 5Ks,
yeah,
but it's pretty hilly, right?
Yeah. Pretty hilly, very hilly. There's lots of bits where you think you're finished, but then they make you keep on going around. It gets pretty annoying though, but
they're the worst kind, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right. Now you've been obviously park running for a little while. What do you like most about park run?
At the end of the day, I feel like that I've done healthy and that I've accomplished something, and that I've been keeping fit. And also, I love doing it because I get some pretty sweet leg muscles.
Some good leg muscles. All right. So does that impress the girls, does it?
No.
Not interested in impressing girls?
No, not yet. I'm only 11.
Oh, you're only 11? All righty. Well, thanks for talking to me today, Xander. Enjoy the rest of your day, and big congratulations on your 100th park run.
Yeah, thank you. Hope you have a good day too.
I've tracked down the other half of today's dynamic duo. It's Phil. Phil, you've done your 250th today. How does that feel?
Yeah, look, it's pretty special, but I'm never ever classed myself as being a runner, but it's 7 years on Monday that we got hooked on parkrun in the UK, and so it's been a labour of love, and just keep turning up every Saturday, and
And eventually you get that green shirt. Now, it's a pretty select club, I think. I'm not basing that on anything scientific apart from my scientific observation that you don't see many green milestone shirts.
Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose we were day one here in Brisbane in 2011 when it started. Schultze, he's done 300, but and we just keep turning up, and then we do some international ones, which is always good, and then 60 volunteers on top of that, so there's sort of 300 odd something attendances at parkrun. So yeah, and look, and the people that we meet, and like Paul Sinton-Hewitt, the guy who founded parkrun, said it's never about the run, it's about the coffee afterwards, and that's sort of the philosophy I sort of go. And look, we've met some lovely people all over the world, and firm friends out of it. So it's just keep getting fit, So it's all good.
Now, you're being a bit shy there, Phil. Your history with parkrun is pretty well known. You and your wife Claire founded Bunyaville Parkrun back in the day. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how you've touched on it, that you got hooked on it in London. Just tell us a little bit more about how you got involved and what that's been like.
Well, it was actually down at Exeter in the southwest of England, actually, and we were just staying with Claire's mum at one time back 2011, and we went into Exeter one day, and Claire can't go past a running shop without having to find out what's going on, and they go inside. She says, "Oh, is there any fun runs?" And they go, "Oh, yeah, but it's a long way out of town." We go, "Where is it?" And when they told us, it was about 15 k's out of Exeter, but it was 2 k's down the road from where we were staying.
Oh, perfect!
So, and it was one of these. It's called Killerton Parkrun, and it was there's a big estate, one of those big English estates, and it was just a run round through the bush over there, and it was just fabulous. And what was really funny though is the guy goes, "Oh, thank you so much for coming out so early on a Saturday morning." It was 9 o'clock.
Yeah. It is one of the funny things, isn't it? Like Queensland, even the people in the southern states think we're a bit nuts for doing that at 7 o'clock, but 9 o'clock, half your day's gone.
Well, that's right. And up here too, it gets, absolutely, but also it gets hot, People complain about being hot at 7. Well, you wait at 9 o'clock. Yeah. And, we just, keep turning up, and slowly it ticks away. Yeah.
Excellent. And you're also involved with New Farm when it started, is that correct?
Well,
or is that just
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, we were there day one, because once we got hooked on the UK, we started looking, and we went parkrun, Australia, and then narrowed down and went Brisbane, and this is like, 9th of July when we did that one, so in the UK, and then we started looking, and then it was saying, New Farm was kicking off on the 17th of September, so we were there day one, and it was 42 of us or something, and the rest is history, as they say.
Excellent.
So we became, got invited to become one of the run directors there, and then Claire started. She's more the runner in the family, and was running with some guys here, and said, "Well, why don't we, start one out here?" And she likes running in the bush, so she wanted to do an all-trail one. And as far as we know, it was the first in Australia, as far as we know. That could be wrong, but that's all trail, no bitumen, no concrete. Yeah, and that's our sort of bit of a claim to fame, I suppose. So, yeah.
Yep, and look, I'm very thankful for that. I love running in the bush. I love Bunyaville. And look, to be honest, I say this all the time on the podcast and when I visit other parkruns, Bunyaville is a real community. That's why it's my home parkrun.
Yeah, well, that was one thing we wanted to foster too, is the community spirit. And and we never thought we'd get any more than about 20 or 30 here. But see, when we sort of average, I don't know what is, say 100 plus or minus 80 to 100, and that's good, and get around and see a lot of the core people, of course, but what the other legacy, which we're really grateful and thankful for, is that you come here each week and there's different faces, and I thought it'd be very sad if you come back after 4 years and see the same people, and we see so many different people,
but still some of the same people.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. And look, it wouldn't run without the core group of people. That when we left them in good hands, and and it's just one of the things that and looking at people who are standing around. Like this guy, an English guy, came out to Australia, and he was going to do 4 different parkruns. But he said we made him so welcome, he just never did any other one. Just did,
kept coming back here.
Did all 4 here. Yeah, so it sort of speaks for itself.
Excellent. Well, Phil, thank you for talking to me today on the podcast. Thank you so much for the contribution you and your wife Claire have made to parkrun here in Brisbane. And well done on your 250. I can't wait to see you in your green shirt.
Yeah, as soon as it comes, I'll be wearing it for sure. Yeah, okay.
Well done, mate. Alrighty, that's enough from me, I reckon. We'll just let our milestone runners do the talking today from Bunyaville Parkrun. This is Lyndall signing off for the Channel 5 News crew on the Parkrun Adventurers. Well, it
it's been a big week all over the shop with Roving Reports in from New South Wales, Queensland and ACT this week. And how awesome is it to have some new, well, not some new and some new to this year voices on the pod.
Yes, Gary Murphy's back is what you're alluding to. First time this year. And Alan joining us from Narrabri. Never heard much or anything on this podcast about Narrabri. So thanks, Alan.
So we've got a whole bunch of anniversaries again this weekend. Only one launch, which is at Cormorant Bay in Queensland. I'm assuming you know where the anniversaries are, Scotty?
I do. Heading along to Cormorant Bay, Mel? It's in Queensland.
No, I won't be. No. I am staying at home quite a little bit for the next couple of months. So you've got an opportunity here, Scotty, to start catching up / getting ahead of me if you so choose to participate in this not a competition that we're not having anymore.
But anniversaries.
However, anniversaries.
Well, let's go. We've got Bendigo, Dubbo, Gatton, Gawler, Noosa, Phillip Island and
Warhope, our favourite.
Or
our favourite
Choppy.
To pronounce.
Yeah.
Or Choppy. All going to have a great weekend, so happy anniversary to those events. Now, we've got more stuff coming in for the Poem Zone all the time and loving it. So I thought it might be a good idea for us to do 2 poems this week. Do we have time for 2, Scotty, or would you just like to cut it back to the 1?
Mm-hmm.
I know you're on the deadline because you're halfway between the Leeds office and the London office.
I said 1 a week. We wanted to drag this out as long as possible.
All right, but you know I don't follow rules very well.
Okay,
but
do two. Be quick, though. Be quick.
Oh, and I have to read them both? Is that what's happening here?
No,
right.
yeah,
well,
you're better at it than me.
Well, if we did 2, then we could do 1 each. But how about we just do 1 as per your previous advice and I'll read it out.
Okay.
All right. So this one's from Chris Fraser. He has given us a rhyming poem. And it goes a little something like this. Parkrun on Saturday is the place to be. There's definitely not a sleep in for me. Whether I run or stroll, it's worthy of a sausage roll. Parkrun Saturday, happy as can be.
Oh, nice one. Nice one, Chris. And a reference to his favourite sausage roll. So I think Chris is driven by adventuring, by finding and discovering new parkruns, but also new sausage rolls. Well
yes,
done.
It is his post-parkrun snack of choice.
Speaking of, Mel, what's yours?
My post-parkrun snack of choice? Oh, it varies from week to week. I'm lucky, though, if I get to have breakfast after parkrun these days. So I don't probably have one that's specific. Do you have a specific one? We're not going back to donuts, are we?
No, we're not going back to donuts. No, I don't. I don't have a post-parkrun ritual because we are adventuring so often, Mel. But I do like to partake in a coffee and breakfast if it's on offer. And this is something we never did at Westerfolds. And it's, I'm a little bit sad about that. We do have a post-parkrun catch-up, but coffee is not generally involved. It's just hanging around, which is also fun. But I quite like coffee and eggs.
You're getting quite attached to the new standard.
It's not an addiction, but I do enjoy it.
Well, that's fine. There's plenty of places that offer coffee after parkrun, Scotty.
One thing I have picked up in the UK is they do love coffee. There's a Costa pretty much on every corner, but haven't quite perfected how to make coffee just yet.
No, that's the general consensus that I hear from a lot of coffee drinkers. But that's okay. You're not going to be there forever. You'll come back to good coffee.
No, and I'm still on my search. I've transitioned to a bit of mochas while I've been over here because the coffee's a bit rank. I might as well add in a bit of chocolate so it's like I'm on holidays.
You're not on holidays, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. Well, we might let you get back to having some adventures, Scotty, so you can join us all fresh next week with more tales. Yep. We will have a guest on next week. That's not just us having a bit of a ramble and a whole bunch of roving reports.
Sorry it was a short one, but we did make a commitment to have a podcast a week, so that's what this is.
We did, and what people don't realise is is this the 4th time we've arranged to actually meet to record before we actually managed to get our gear together with the time zones and our commitments. So we made it, and we will be back.
But let's share the love, Mel, because our mate Robbo has got a new podcast out. Look that up. Our mates, there's a whisper. Danny and Nicola might be putting a podcast out.
Nicola?
Hopefully that's going to be out soon.
About that.
And old mate Vassos over at Free Weekly Timed, he hosted the conference. There is a parkrun
Podcast happening everywhere.
But I'll speak to you next week, Mel. I'll be back in Australia, mate. So I'll see you and speak to you then.
Talk to you then.